Some people just have conflicts in their calendar, so they'll get the recording. But thank you to everyone who's able to be here live. Recordings are great. It is the world we live in, but there is nothing like the live conversations, and we always have really great discussions. So really thankful that you all could be here, and hope it is a beautiful and safe day wherever you are. So anybody that's new joining us for the first time, if you would like to introduce yourselves or if you'd like to reintroduce yourselves. Um, so my friend Tracy, I'm going to call on you to reintroduce yourself because you do a lot of great work. So I'd love for them to hear about your organization.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'm with Lifting Hands International, and we have a few programs specifically related to Ukraine. I'm over the humanitarian aid shipments, so we send several shipments of aid here from Utah um, to Ukraine throughout the year, and then we have a team there in Ukraine that helps in a variety of ways. I'm not an expert on what they do, but um, they provide aid to people, especially in the frontline areas who aren't able to relocate. They support hospitals. They support families through business grants. Um, and they have centers, shelters, things like that throughout the area.
Awesome. Yes, we will send out in the post recap email, we'll send out a link that goes to all of our past conversations. And Tracy and her team did a big presentation in our last meeting about all of the things that they're doing and the incredible work. And then some of her team from Ukraine is in the call as well. So
I was going to say Anastasia
Oh, yes.
in Ukraine.
Anastasia, hello. Oh, she might be frozen. Maybe technical difficulties. Um, Terry, tell us about you.
Yeah, I'm here the second time. I've worked with Stan in the past for quite a while in logistics, and I know now that he works for you guys. And I've just got an invite. And, I might not be a huge help with anything, but I'm always all ears, and I'm introducing him or whoever I know and can to a group that can potentially help and assist or maybe just relay connections to one another. So I'm more of a spectator here in a way, but I'm always all ears and all hands if I can help with something. So
You're still very welcome. Thank you for
thank
coming.
you.
Anastasia, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Sorry, I have a little bit bad connection, but I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
So, yeah, I work with Tracy with LHI, Lifting Hands International. We did a couple of shipments. So Tracy work in US and I work in Ukraine as a partnership manager, and we have a network of a few local NGOs that we work with, and mostly we do the shipment to Kharkiv region because that's mostly the region where we do distribution in the Kharkiv and Donetsk region. So yeah, we were working with the Vector Global quite a few times, and we have a new shipment planned. So it will be good to potentially discuss our possible way of maybe do it through the different destination, but that will be later. So
Perfect.
yeah, open to any questions and discussion.
Yeah. And are you
And
in
nice to
Kharkiv?
now no,
No.
but I will be soon next
Okay.
week.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
yeah, I'm
Perfect.
based in Kiev
Thank you.
most of the time.
Okay. Well, you'll have to go stop by our office then and meet our team there.
Definitely, we should. I heard that there is an office in Lviv, so
Yes. Yes.
that's also we
Since
were
April.
planning to do. We need to because it was like only the discussion on this point, but never done
Okay. Well,
physically.
we'll make it happen.
Yeah,
All right. Awesome. Who else?
I will go ahead and introduce myself if that's okay. Brent, can you guys hear me okay? I don't. Can you hear me okay?
Tyler, I'm having trouble hearing you. Tyler, can you hear me? Oh, connecting to audio.
We're lost.
There we go. Hopefully.
Yes, better.
Sorry about that. My work had like a set up to where I can join via microphone. Real quick, I'll introduce myself. I actually work closely with Vector Global in Mexico for dedicated air charters, specifically in like time critical movements. So anything that's really quick and urgent, same day automotive most of the time. And I randomly came across this link and I figured I might as well join just to kind of introduce myself and network as well, considering we do a lot of humanitarian aid and relief. We're kind of the last line. We're usually people you don't want to have to reach out to, but always interested to see if we're able to help move anything humanitarian aid and relief related, as long as it provides some type of value to you guys.
Sure. And what company are you with, Tyler?
I'm with Charter Sync.
Charter Sync. Okay. Perfect.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for randomly coming across our link. Dimitri, can you talk?
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me well? Sorry, I went
Yes.
downstairs. I'm in a subway
Oh,
for a moment. But I can hear you. I don't know if you can see me. Sorry, I'm a little bit moved. Hello, everyone. Hi.
hi. So tell us
Hi.
about you.
My name is Dmytro. I'm from Ukraine. I'm working in freight forwarding company based in Poland. We work a lot with Vector Global Logistics on commercial and and humanitarian shipments. And this conference is a good place for me to be. So I'm interested.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Let's see. Stanislav, Oleg, Harry. I don't know if you're able to chat. Nope, we just lost somebody.
Yeah, hi everyone. I don't see Oleg is here still or not. So we both presenting here Foreign Commercial Service of Commercial Department, U.S. Embassy Kyiv, and glad to explore a little bit more about your company expectation of Ukrainian market and if you need some support from the official government, U.S. official government representatives here in Ukraine on the ground, you can reach out to us. So, yep.
Perfect.
Very excited to be here present and to hear some insights from the industry.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And Juliana, both of you? Or
Hi there. Hi there. Well, we are kind of substituting for Natalia Termona, but she had a conflicting schedule, so you get two of us. So my name is Yulia. I work for business development for AmCham Ukraine. Yuliana is the communications director, and we're here today to present our latest survey about doing business in wartime Ukraine. We have a recent survey coming out that came out already just before the Ukraine Recovery Conference, and we have a pleasure to present it today to you.
Perfect.
Whenever you're ready.
Yes, thank you for standing in. I appreciate it. And we have enjoyed being members and can't wait to get to know you better. So let's jump into that. Before you talk about the results, will you first just talk about the chamber and the work that you do?
Easy. That was actually my plan, just in case. My name is Yulia. I work for business development. So I predominantly work with the new companies that are about to join or just joined. So I had a pleasure to work with Vector recently, since you guys recently joined us. So we are based in Kiev. We are the biggest AmCham in Europe in terms of staff. We have like 41 staff member working, when other AmChams in Europe may have like 4 or 6 people. So we're pretty big. We cover a lot of issues, and we essentially do 3 things. First thing is business to government, which is lobbying activity or advocacy, as we call it. We do it through committees. This is legislative work. So we are shaping the legislative background in Ukraine. I mean, the companies do. We manage it, but we receive feedbacks from companies. So essentially, it's our members who is saying, look, this is the way, the legislation should work, and it's going to be great for the investors that are coming into Ukraine. So that's one, and it's a big part of our work. We have about 18 people working in that direction. Then the second part is the second direction is business to business. So we organize a lot of events. So if like I can see that a lot of people here are actually in Kiev. So we have an event coming up on the 28th, which is dedicated to the Independence Day. So we have a lot of networking. We do a lot of introductions. You guys can share your expertise through knowledge webinars as we do, or you can, get some expertise from other companies. We have business schools, so we have a lot of those activities that enhance the B2B part. And our third direction, like last but no means the least, is a business to Ukraine called B2U. So this is a promotion of Ukraine as an investment destination. We've been always doing that. Now it's like incredibly hard to do that, but right now, we think it is a critical time to come in and invest. Don't wait until the war ends. And that's why we're grateful that companies like Vector, they're coming into Ukraine, they're working here, so you employ people here, and you kind of demonstrate that yes, business works in Ukraine. And we try to deliver these messages. Our president Andy is pretty vocal about it. He has a lot of interviews. He meets with a lot of companies that don't even have offices or operations here in Ukraine, but they are interested. And we have members that really don't have any base in Ukraine, but they are considering to coming into Ukraine. So we are delivering this message that, it is if you want to invest now. Don't wait until the war is over. So this is essentially what we do. We are also part of the AmChams network, AmChams in Europe. So we have a really good connections with other AmChams, even AmCham Australia too. Like if anybody needs that connection. So yes, that's essentially what we do. And I think another few words that I was going to say is that basically one of the things that we do is we do surveys. It could be sort of like with a Citibank, like as this one was made, or it could be with a Deloitte, or it depends. We have different partners. This particular one with the city kind of covers what's going on. And the reason why we do it is because we want to understand what's going on. We want the numbers. We want to see what business thinks and how they answer those crucial questions. So this one was presented just before the Ukraine Recovery Conference. And I think I'm going to hand it over to Juliana, as she was responsible for conducting that survey. She knows all the ins and outs. So she's like the best person to talk to about it. So Juliana, over to you.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for the kind words, and pleasure to meet everyone. It's great to have such great members at AmCham. So my name is Juliana. I'm leading communications at AmCham for many years. Yes, and I'm basically responsible in particular for conducting the surveys. But what we are doing, like the main goal of my team, is to make sure that we are delivering the voice of members in a way that it is heard, like nationally and internationally, and also like pushing all the messages, all the success stories to show that Ukraine is open for business despite the war. So we see that despite the war, the spirit of business is upbeat. So we see that our members are tough cookies, that they have been operating in Ukraine for decades. So, and they continue to do so. So they believe in Ukraine, they invest in Ukraine, operate in Ukraine, pay taxes, create jobs at home. So this is the messages we are delivering. And we see that now Ukraine is open for business also because, not because, but ahead of the biggest recovery of a nation since World War II. So, and speaking of the recovery, as Yulia mentioned, we presented our survey together with Citibank on doing business in wartime Ukraine. It was the July edition. We presented it before, just like a few days before the Ukraine Recovery Conference. And at the conference itself, at our event. So basically, it was aimed to assess like the current sentiments of the business community, expectations, challenges, and as well as like offering insights of how companies can take part in the recovery or how they can accelerate the nation's recovery efforts. I will also share the link to the survey and other document. I will also mention it, but I would like, if I may, to share the screen and to go quickly through the survey. So can you see my screen, right?
It is yes.
Okay, super. So I will not cover everything, but just the key numbers. So what we see in terms of the operations in Ukraine, we see that 91% of members are fully operational in Ukraine. Now, out of we have 600 plus members. Of course, not everyone was taking part in the survey, but still we have this particular number of companies that do this. From time to time. So in terms of the operating model, so most of the companies are operating under the hybrid model, both offline and remote. War impact of business, one of these are the most important numbers. So we have 88% of members who have employees serving in the Ukraine's armed forces. We also have the quite painful numbers because we have more than 0.5% of members that have damages of their assets, warehouses, offices, and other facilities. And we also asked about the employees that have been killed or injured. So we have the 60% of companies have instances of employees injured, and 46, so almost half, have instances of employees killed during the war. It's like both on the battlefield and like in the cities during the attacks. In terms of the financial performance, we see quite good numbers. We can say that our members are quite optimistic because the financial outlook by the end of 2025, like for example, relatively to 2024, it will be 84% of growth or flat. So companies will achieve planned financial results or even more during this year. In terms of the strategy, so almost like 0.5% of companies will grow naturally as business as usual mode. Some of the companies consider some business expansion or like new investments in Ukraine. In terms of the challenges, yes, number one is the safety and security of staff. So everyone's like top priority to keep members, to keep teams safe. Second one, conscripts reservation, so reservation of employees from the military service. Then employees' mental health and well-being, and Russia's missile attacks on vital infrastructure and business assets. Of course, like attracting and retaining top talent is also a must, but we see these top numbers. Among others, like economic consumer recession, regulatory challenges, pressure on business, lack of clients and partners, of course, because of the war, like disruptions in some utility services, currency volatility, sorry, and other stuff. For business expectations, so most of the companies expect that the business climate will remain the same, so like the same that we have now. 30% expect some deteriorations, so we will see closer to the end of the year. We asked a quite tricky question about the ceasefire. So 70% do not expect the ceasefire or any kind of de-escalation in 2025. Maybe this week something will change. We don't know. So we asked this in June. Everything's changing so fast. We also asked what steps should the Ukrainian government take to help businesses on the ground. So first of all, yes, national security and defense, rule of law, and of course, predictability and stability of tax legislation so that companies can plan accordingly their activities, their expansion, salaries, etc. For the Ukraine's recovery, so the biggest the biggest opportunity for companies, for investors, may be the Ukraine's recovery, and particularly the work through the newly established U.S.-Ukraine Reconstruction Investment Fund. So we will see how it works. We also have had and we'll have a number of meetings regarding this. Of course, why Ukraine is also interesting for investors because of the favorable low labor cost to talent ratio, and also like market scale and the EU accession track. This is global leader in agriculture, defense, industrial champion. So this is more on the side of the sectors. The biggest obstacles to engaging in reconstruction efforts, it can be the unclear legal or tendering framework, also like the security, of course, of these places, yes, and venues, and the lack of information on the projects, like unified information from the government. So this basically it. I will also share with you the detailed results by the link. And also we have one more document. This is kind of important and will also give you some perspective on the realities of doing business on the ground. So this is the Ukraine fact sheet. So we are issuing it like monthly or like once in a few months because, like, for example, it's summer now. So with all the key numbers on the war, on the economy, on the sectors. So this is something we are doing together with the Horizon Capital. So this is the private equity firm that's attracting investment in Ukraine. So actually they are pitching investors with these numbers. So I will also share this with you, and you will find some useful information there. So this is it. I'm open to your questions or maybe some clarifications. Please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was great. I have many questions, but I will also let other people chime in as well.
Okay.
The first question I had is, so we're 3 years, over 3 years, 3.5 years now into the war. Is this the first time you've done this kind of survey, or is this, have you done something like this before?
Yes, we are doing them on a regular basis. So during the war, I think we've done over 15 for sure. They were different. When the war started, we've done like almost like not every month, but quite in a short period of time. We were asking slightly different questions because lots of companies have been helping with the humanitarian efforts and other stuff. So we were tracking this part, and now we are tracking more on the economy, on how they are planning, what they're doing, what their strategies are, the challenges, and this kind of stuff. So I can share the previous one as well with you.
Okay. And was there anything surprising to you, or any conclusions that you didn't expect when you started looking at the data?
I think it's more the numbers that are higher now with the company that are fully operational. So we started with around 80% at the beginning of the war. So mostly like companies have been operating. Yeah, some of them were operating partially. We also asked that, and also we have the numbers that are higher in terms of the damages and employees that have been injured or killed. So these numbers are higher, but also like the optimistic level is higher now as well in terms of the planning and the financial results and how they can support the employees. We are not asking, for example, now the question that we've been asking in terms of do you continue to pay salaries? And most of the companies were saying yes, some of them like partially or something. So now it's not on the list because all of the companies are operating, if I may say, like business as usual, if we can say usual now. But yeah, they are adapting, they are resilient, and they continue yet to operate.
Awesome. Who else has questions?
I just wanted to say thank you, ladies, very much for being here and for sharing. Because I keep a close eye, I receive emails. We're not engaging as much yet. We do answer the surveys, but like, thank you very much, because the knowledge base didn't even anticipate the amount of things that you provide, the resource. It's I will use the word overwhelming in a good way. It just, I'm working on pushing more things to my desk so I can dive in a little bit deeper. And our Ukrainian in particular, it's just amazing, because I believe that business is one of the instruments, if you will, which will help you to improve in the long run. And the platform that you provide is just excellent. And I hope you join in here today, and hopefully in future will help to draw more American businesses to Ukraine, because in my opinion, that's the way to go. So, because I read quite a bit about you, so I know a fair share already. So I don't have many questions. Just wanted, since you're here on the call, say big you.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is exactly the messages we are pushing, that Ukraine needs American business needs Ukraine. So we have our like brochure for investors, for companies that are not our members, and this is exactly what we are delivering, pushing. Because the more US companies we will have on the ground, the more security we will have, this also for sure.
Yeah.
This is what we also discussed with President Zelensky at our recent meeting, because he met with our members, the US companies, and we were particularly discussing the security and how to make this more secure for companies and of course for Ukrainians as well.
Yeah.
And also taking this opportunity, we would like to invite all of you who will be in Kiev to our events. So we are organizing the Ukrainian Independence Day event on August 28th. So we only say the save the date, but please tell your colleagues, please join. We will send hopefully this week the registration, like the invite with the registration. We'll be happy to see all of you for
Perfect.
good networking.
Yeah. Who else
Thank you.
has questions? I mean, I'll keep asking.
I'll do one more really
Okay,
quickly.
go ahead.
So there was a UCR in Rome very recently, which we missed. We just registered too late. It was overbooked already. But there is another event coming up in number in Poland, if I remember correctly. Could you share a little bit more what's going to be discussed?
I'll probably jump in here. It could
Yeah.
be the event that we are supporting. I'll have to double check that. Previous years we supported, we actually were in touch with the organizers of the event. This year, I'm not quite sure. I'll have to double check that and get back to you. But yeah, previously we have done that. And it was very funny because sometimes people are saying that there's like a particular niche business now for the Ukraine recovery conferences. Like so there's a lot of them. You have to really know which ones are worth going or not. So if you see one on our website, it's worth going. Just a note.
Thank you.
Yes, for sure. That was one of my questions as well, because we had Stan and then Daria and Lviv had both tried to go and it was sold out. So I was going to say, what should we put on our calendar long term so that we don't miss out?
That is true, because sometimes if we are supporting this event, we can always get into contact with the organizers and say, hey, our members wants to, get in there. And as long as it's not too late, because sometimes their hands are tied and our hands are tied subsequently. So yeah. But otherwise, always happy to help.
Yeah. As we say, good problem to have when you have a sold out conference, for sure. Awesome. Well, I also wanted to ask, I saw on there, it was like, I think 55% were concerned about the mental health issues of their employees. That is something we've talked about a number of times in here as well. I'm curious if you have any idea what people are doing to support their employees as far as mental health.
Yes, I think we know we have our HR committee also that are providing this insights on what companies are doing. So we will be happy to put you in touch with the coordinator. So she will bring more here. But I can say what we are doing. So we have the company called Wellbeing Company. This company provides us with the services of like free consultations with the specialists. So anyone from MCM can call and have the
Therapy, essentially.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, MCM covers therapy for its employees, and we have like quite a few different ways to do it. But also, I was just visiting one of the companies that we have. It's Robert Bosch. They're German. Everybody knows like the brand Bosch, and they kind of shared what they're doing, which is like an extracurricular stuff, which brings together the whole team because they have realized that because so many people, they have also like remote work arrangements, but at the same time, they're like wants to bring the team together, and they're like, okay, try to come 2 days a week. That, so people all get together, they communicate, and this conversation over a water cooler also helps. But they do things like they do a lot of extracurricular activities in their sports activities. They do yoga at their class, at their office. Actually, after work at 6, they, have like an area where they start doing like yoga. So different companies like tackle it differently when we have like help, like where you can actually go and talk to a therapist like privately, but others like, they gather together, making sure that you belong in a team. So a lot of team activities to bring the team together. Not exactly well-being, but could kind of touch on that too, because when you're, that when you talk to your like, colleagues, you kind of realize we're all going through the same thing, especially like, I mean, for the past 2 weeks, I mean, everybody who's in Kiev or in Ukraine kind of understand, like in Kiev specifically, because it's been quiet. But if you look a month ago, like every week you have at least 2 massive attacks, and meaning you don't sleep, you don't, yeah. So, and I think also with AmCham is being kind of kind to their employees, knowing, okay, guys, you need a break, you need to sleep. We understand that, we respect that, because it is difficult to work in this kind of situation when you have an attack in the morning. Not only it's an attack, you don't sleep, but it's also, you look at the consequences that also hits you in a different way. So, yeah, like we can't really complain. We can only kind of talk about it and probably praise our leadership for that.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Stanislav, thank you so much for sharing your contact information and notes in the chat. Thank you. Anybody else who wants to leave your contact information in there can do so as well. And then I also, one of the things we talked about in our last meeting that multiple people were interested in, and I'm curious if you know of anyone, companies that or nonprofits that are helping to find jobs for veterans. So, looking for, I think we have an open position at Vector. I'm sure others do as well. So, of course, if they're healthy and young and active, then they could be conscripted, and we've experienced that as well. But we were also wondering how to support veterans and wondered if you had any good organizations or resources for that.
Actually, well, veterans reintegration, it's a big thing at AmCham. Again, the HR committee, I think we 100% we need to make that connection because some of our company members, they actually shared their experience of reintegrating the veterans into their company. That's one thing. And another one is like, it's just, yeah, thank you, Dana, for sharing that link. Also, I remember I had a meeting with an NGO. Um, it's called Після служби, which is like after the service, and they are concerned with actually getting jobs for veterans.
Okay.
I can have a look at my contacts and see whether, the people are still, whether it's still going. And if it's still going, I can make an introduction. I think they will be pretty interested because they're interested to get their, the people who they're looking after to get employed.
Yeah.
So if there's something you're interested in, I can definitely make that introduction.
Yeah, for sure. And then kind of along the similar lines, I was reading not too long ago again, because especially after a member of our team was conscripted, I was like, oh, what's being done to train women, especially there's just not as many women in logistics, things like that. So that was kind of my other side of the question is, do you know of training programs and different things like that that are happening specifically for women to level up their skills?
I know one specific example, and I don't know, Juliana, you may remember the company. I think it was Mondelez or somebody, when they were training their employees to be like women to be forklifters, drivers.
Thank you.
Yeah, not only them. I mean, lots of companies are doing this now. Yes, I think we can also do it through the our HR committee. We can provide this. We also have the, as Yulia mentioned, and I provided the link. We have this veterans reintegration program, not like program initiative at MCHM. So this is our priority inside the HR committee. So we are focusing on this and helping companies also to like to share their experience and expertise on how they are doing this. So we have a project. It's called like Back Home Moving Forward, and we are sharing the insights. Like we are inviting companies. Who are successful in reintegrating the veterans. So this is basically the CEO or like the veteran person and the veteran themselves. So they are talking on the good, bad, and ugly of all this process. So this is off the record. So we are doing this on a not monthly basis, but once in a couple of months, one session. And we also invite you and your colleagues to join. We do not have the recording, so just because we want it to be like sincere, and so that companies can be sure that it's off the record. It's quite interesting, so we also invite you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And then anything else? You mentioned your upcoming event to celebrate the anniversary. Anything else that we should know about that's coming up soon?
Actually, to be in touch and to follow everything that we do and receive all of the mail outs, you need to register on our website and subscribe to our committees and events. Also, something that I would suggest doing, I'm not sure who would be a responsible person for that, but if you have like people who are in Ukraine, we can also make them like business leaders if they're like ahead of something, like for example, because whenever we have big events, we try to target those invitations, making sure you get like CEOs and business leaders. That would be heads of departments, VPs, and so on and so forth, or anybody who you think should be present at a particular event. Like, for example, if you have like one person in Ukraine, like just like for some companies, that's the true. You can like you can say, hey, can you nominate him as a business leader? And then that person will be receiving all our invitations to those high-level events. So that's the thing. So I think I can probably shoot you an email later on, kind of asking to, just so you can tell me who I can do that to, like who I can give this role to. And in this way, you will receive all of the invitations because we have so many events. We have events of a level like a committee level, which is like legislation. It's a lawyers and government relations manager arguing over a piece of legislation or something like that. And then we have business networkings. This one is a big one. We probably expect 500 plus people.
Okay.
Like that's what we used to have before COVID, before war. It's like small networking events, 150, maximum to 100 people. Now, even if we try to organize like a small networking event, it's always for 100 plus.
Yeah.
We just can't say no to our members. So we'll keep in mind that. So we have like nice locations. We make sure that this location has shelter, just security alert. So we have those kind of events. We have knowledge webinars, which is like online, easy to join. By the way, a lot of our B2G, business to government events are hybrid. So if you don't want to come to our office or anywhere else, you can always, join by the link. And again, if you need translation, we can always arrange that. Just make sure you tell us in advance because all of the meetings with the government generally is in Ukrainian. So again, we have that option. And yeah, well, with the knowledge webinars, a lot of companies share their knowledge. Sometimes they share their services, like as well, like saying, hey, we're doing this cool thing. We have this cute, cool cases. By the way, we're doing this, if you need it, we are the people. So you can think about that if you want to kind of do a bit of a brand visibility as well. You can think about that. Maybe there are some, secrets to logistics that we don't know about, or you have a particular cool cases that you want to share with us. Please do. We can arrange like a little event out of this. So a lot of activities. Again, as Stan mentioned, could be overwhelming if you subscribe to everything that we have, because it's never ending in terms of the legislation. We need your feedback on these regulations, blah blah blah. So it really depends. You have to we can subscribe to everything and then unsubscribe from things that are unrelated to your work or you're not interested. But otherwise, we don't limit anybody from subscribing to all mail outs, even if for example, you're not a healthcare company, right? But again, maybe you're interested in healthcare, like it's your personal interest. So yeah, a lot of things happening, a lot of on the ground events as well. So don't miss this opportunity, because during these events, this is when you actually get to meet the people. And I prefer face-to-face meetings rather than online, because when you do online introduction, it's not the same.
Yeah.
We all agree on that.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you. You're doing amazing work in such difficult circumstances. So thank you so much. And be sure and look in the chat. Juliana has posted lots of great information in there as well. Any other questions for them?
I'm looking to figure it out. How do I subscribe to the newsletter? And the only thing I could find is the membership application. So
nope. Wrong link. So you go to our Chamber UA page, and top right corner it says register. So you click on that.
Registration. Okay.
Yeah. You go to the title page, right?
Registration. Okay.
Register, and then this will you indicate that you work for Vector. Fill in the application. Not the application. I mean the forum. Right. This is how you subscribe.
Oh, so in order to get that, I need first I need to be a member. I got you, because I'm not a member yet.
Yep. Not everybody can be subscribed. Only those who have membership. So
I got you.
And you guys have membership, so
No, I'm not with Vector. That's why I'm saying.
You're not with Vector. Oh, there you go.
That's why I'm not.
Valued partner. Yeah.
He's a potential client. You see how business development works?
Interesting. Huh.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, you can of course also follow on social media, Terry, and things will pop up there.
Of course.
Awesome.
Yes. By the way, again, we have amazing pages like we have LinkedIn page. We have Facebook, which is we tend to think the Ukrainian audiences are they somehow kind of still in Facebook, but then we have LinkedIn, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, X, Twitter.
We're still going with Twitter.
Twitter's fine. Okay, I can say that. Okay, yeah, so Twitter too. So making sure, but we have a lot of you can see a lot of photos from the events. Generally, we'll post everything online, all statements. For example, there was a big statement about two anti-corruption organizations that have kind of lost their independence due to the new amendments that were made to the law. We were actually sharing the statement that this should not happen. Don't sign this law, because these anti-corruption bodies will lose their independence, which is Ukraine cannot afford to do that. Yeah. We cannot do this if we want to be in the EU, if we want to, join the Western world, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, we do things like that too. Okay. And you can always find out our position about things.
Wonderful. Thank you. Any other announcements or information or anything like that anybody wants to share? Ebony, welcome. We didn't get a chance to meet you at the very beginning. I don't know if you have the ability to introduce yourself. And then Stan, can you remind us about the upcoming festival?
Well, there'll be a festival here in Chicago, a Ukrainian Fest, and one of several dedicated to the Ukraine's Independence Day. So whoever of you happen in Chicago, just like you invited us to Kiev, please drop in. It's a great event, very hearted, and yeah, it'll be a good get there.
Perfect. Ebony, I see you unmiked.
Yes. Hi, can you guys hear me? I'm trying to figure out how to get a picture up here too. Okay, I think I figured it out. Hi everyone. I'm not going to take up too much time. My name is Ebony. I'm from JAG UFS. We have offices in the UK, United States, as well as in China. And I was just trying to get engaged and just learn some creative and new ways to just still be able to touch base with our customers and clientele that is located in the UK. We have been invited to kind of aid in some different missions and things of that nature. So when I saw that this was being hosted by the ACC, I felt like this was definitely the right wheelhouse to be in. My apologies on being late. That is never my forte, but we know logistics. There's fires that literally pop out whenever they do, and I had one show up the minute before it was time to log in. I was like, go
No
figure.
problem.
But I'm happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to going back and catching up on the portions that I was missing. And thus far, it's been great feedback. Thank you for being so welcoming.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Yes. And then anything from anybody else before we sign off?
Yeah, I wanted thank you, Julia and Juliana, by the way, for your presentation. It was interesting and helpful. I saved your page. But the question not related to the topic that we talked about and discussed. We have a next shipment with the LHI planned in the end of August, maybe September. And I know we were talking with Stan before that Vector Global is doing shipments through Chernomorsk or Odessa. So before we were doing it through Poland, like Gdansk, and then track to Ukraine, and then inside the Ukraine. So we took a lot of like efforts and logistic coordination. So maybe it's possible to deliver it from Utah, US to Ukraine right away and do it, and maybe it will be cost effective. So if you guys can help with that and like, I don't know, we can see if it's like more relevant for us will be.
Anastasia, I'll jump in. Yes, it's definitely an option. Maybe we'll jump on a call right after this one or another day, whatever's convenient. I'll share feedback because we've done several, and let's just put it, there are pros and cons. But by now we can give you options, and I'll bring up to speed. It can be cost effective, but at the same time can be not more cost effective. But just to be of everybody, respect for everybody's time, I'll share with you more data. I'll be happy to. Like see, for those of you who don't know me that well, I'm originally Ukrainian. I'm from Sumy. I grew up in Ukraine. I've been here in Chicago for almost 20 years now, but it gives me pleasure we can give back to Ukraine through business. So I'm a big proponent of shipping to Ukraine, shipping from Ukraine through the Ukrainian ports, because that gives directly to the country. But as we're learning more and more about it, it is a little bit tricky. So the way we approach it, you're a client, and we just want to inform you as much as we can so you can take a well-informed decision and ship to Ukraine, to Ukrainian port if you wish to. So I'll share with you more. I'll give you numbers and everything.
Still an option,
yeah.
So.
It's totally possible, and I personally hope we'll select it. It's just it's a lot. That's why I don't want to do the talking right now. We'll jump separately, and I'll share the screen and I'll walk you through. But thank you, Stan.
Yep, thank you, Stan.
Terrific. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. This is a great discussion. Juliana, thank you so much. Terrific information. Again, thank you for all the incredible work you and your team are doing. Very difficult circumstances, but you're pulling it off in big and beautiful ways. So thank you. Tell Natalia we missed her. And we hope that we will continue our terrific collaboration and bring more people into this community. So thank you everyone for being here. We will send out the recording and the date for the next meeting. And yeah, have a wonderful and safe day.
Thank you, everyone.
so
Have
much.
a good day.
Everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank
See you next time.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.